combination with Ether Vial. Obviously quite good, and we'll see if he's able to assemble that against Benjamin and his Rug Delver deck.
Now, who's on the play?
Taking a look here, looking for the bracket, so he has the higher seating, so I can get you a better idea here. We are going to begin with Ricky playing Merfolk.
Well, it's not a disadvantage.
Absolutely not.
For sure.
Absolutely not. And so it's going to be basically Benjamin's job to kind of keep the Merfolk from kind of getting out of control. They work very well in groups as well, just because they're the Lord effects give him +1/+1, and he has 12 of those. So there is the potential for, if he does assemble enough Lords, they'll get out of lightning bolt range and they won't be able to deal with them. And the island walking starts happening and things just spiral out of control. So he's going to have to be able to present a pretty fast clock and stop that from happening.
I mean, Benjamin's best card in this matchup's got to be Tarmogoyf, right? Like the fact that it can outclass the Merfolk. But if the Merfolk ever grow to a point where they can fight a Tarmogoyf, then the battle's already over. But that's part of what makes the Island Walk so devastating, is that it provides the Merfolk a means to bypass the Tarmogoyf, you know? So, Benjamin leading off with, what do you think about Basic Island? Is he's fighting through? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, looks like Ricky is actually on the right with Basic Island.
The top.
I was going to say, Benjamin, I didn't think he played Basic Island, but there we go. Ricky Cummings leading off with Basic Island. Benjamin fetching up Tropical, and it's kind of interesting. He's only got does he have six? He has 6 lands in his deck that actually can produce mana. So there's always, you know, a little bit of flirting with danger when you're dealing with a Rug Delver mana base versus a Wasteland aggro deck.
So we see a Ponder here from Benjamin, looking to set some things up to start. We also see a Daze hiding out there and a Lightning Bolt in his hand.
And with none of the normal stifles, he can't even interact with the Wasteland.
Yeah. He's going to choose to keep with Ponder, and we're going to see Ricky draw himself a card. So no turn 1 play of Curse Catcher or Ether Vial, so we're likely to see a turn 2 play this turn, be one of the Lords, Core Helm Commander, or Silvergill Adept.
Do you think there's any chance that the new Azorius creature makes it into Merfolk? He's not a Merfolk, but he's a blue or a white for a 1/1 flyer that you can sack to counterspell unless a sorcery or instant unless the caster pays 1.
As we see a Daze here on the Coral Home Commander. Judge's Familiar is the card you're speaking of.
Yes.
Force of Will on the Daze. Interesting that we're going to be fighting over this Coral Home Commander.
Yeah, Ricky apparently means business.
Alright. It's a card that I'd be surprised to see. Curse Catcher has really been a debated slot in Merfolk, and I'm not sure that they're in the market for another one of those, especially with it not being the appropriate creature type. Flying doesn't hurt, but it getting any bigger or not getting Island Walk, I think, is a strike against it.
So Benjamin, probably gonna just bolt the Coral Helm Commander, right? Like, if he wants it so bad that he's going to force the will that Daze, then maybe he should just bolt it, you know? Like, whatever he's up to.
Just take care of it now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what we're going to see.
Yeah. And you know he doesn't have a Daze, or he would have dazed the Daze for days.
For sure. So Ricky's going to draw a card. We see a Mutavault here. He's just going to pass back, no play.
Would have liked to see a standstill out of Ricky right there.
Yeah, that Force of Will just felt a little aggressive to me. Just to be able to get that Coral Home Commander, a card that, while it does have an impact in the matchup, if he's not turning it into a 4/4 immediately, it's still going to be in bolt range. So we see a Tarmogoyf here from Benjamin.
So what's Ricky looking to do here? I mean, he still hasn't presented any real action.
I mean, we see that there's a Wasteland in his hand. He doesn't have a ton of cards left. So we're going to see another Coral Home Commander.
Now this one's threatening to become a 4/4 next turn, but Force of Will makes quick work of it.
That's going to take care of that. And I mean, Wasteland can take care of either a green mana source or a red mana source. We'll see which angle he's going to attack. He's going to
choose the red. He wants to slow down the burn.
We see a Delver of Secrets drawn for Benjamin.
Very reasonable draw, to be sure. Ricky's starting to fall further behind, but a couple lords in a row could go a long way.
Tarmogoyf is mighty large.
Sorcery, instant, land, creature.
Yep, 4/5 already. We're going to see him come across for 4, putting Ricky down to 15. We could potentially see a Delver of Secrets come into play this turn. It looks like he has a Brainstorm or Ponder type effect as well, but we are just going to see the Delver of Secrets.
Yeah, just get that clock down there, keep it going, keep the pressure on him. He knows he has the initiative, and he wants to make the most of it, because the lords could cause things to get out of hand quickly.
See Mutavault get active, and it's going to come across here for 2.
Does Ricky just continue to not have anything? He must have just like Spell Pierces and stuff.
Yeah, Spell Pierces.
Spell Snare, any of that stuff. Oh, no, not on that side. He's going to have Spell Pierce or Daze or a Standstill at this point.
He could even have just Force of Will and no other blue card. Yeah. Something else he could have. Just as we're going to check here for Delver. Actually, we're going to Brainstorm to set it up here by Benjamin.
You thought Delver was good in Standard. And we do have a Spell Pierce, not surprisingly. I mean, Ricky has to have something.
See an attack here for 5 by Benjamin, knocking Ricky down to 10, basically on a 2-turn clock at this point.
I mean, Mutavault could potentially buy him some time, but he needs something that's actually going to stabilize against this Tarmogoyf. Because he's quickly getting to the point where, you know, racing isn't even an option.
So you've seen another attack, knocking Benjamin down to 13. So let's see if Benjamin's going to be able to flip his Delver of Secrets this time. And he is. Thought Scour revealed 4 Delver of Secrets.
And this is particularly devastating because this knocks Ricky's life total so low he can't even dismember the Tarmogoyf. And he's facing lethal from the insect next turn with no way to block it.
Yep. That attack puts Ricky down to 3 life, so...
Yeah, I think that's game over.
Yep, we're going to see a Nimble Mongoose, which will be moved on screen in a moment. And just to pass back to Ricky. So it looks like just one more draw step for him.
He packs it up.
That's going to do it.
So, what's Ricky going to get in his sideboard to try to turn this around? I mean, this is supposed to be a good matchup for him, and he beat it last round, but obviously did not work out for him game 1.
In Ricky's sideboard, he's going to have access to Force Emerge, which is a huge deal here, because what you're going to find from most Rogue decks is they have Submerges of their own, but you can't submerge against Merfolk, or Merfolk can submerge against you. So that's going to be huge here. I wouldn't be surprised to see the 2 Kira Great Glass Spinners come in as well, just be able to turn the Lightning Bolts off, or make them much worse, of course, along with the Fork Bolt and the Fire Ice. And 2 Phantasmal Images aren't bad, copying a Tarmogoyf, potentially copying a Nimble Mongoose as well. So those are the options that I like here for Ricky.
It's got to be at least worth considering, right?
It's okay. You know, it's good at killing a Flip Delver. It's not particularly good at killing a Tarmogoyf or a Nimble Mongoose, but it is something that is worth considering, as there is only 1 copy.
All right, so it looks like we're going to go to trivia, and it's your turn in the rotation.
It is my turn in the rotation, and if you guys were here with us for the last match, Patrick Sullivan won with his mono red deck over Ross Merriam, and a very crucial card was cast by him to prevent Ross from being able to gain life. 3-mana enchantment in his burn deck, and if you do know the name of that enchantment, you will win 6 months of premium, so do tweet the answer.
It's not Omniscience.
It's not Omniscience, I promise that's true. To @SCGLive, #SCG Premium. Again, 3-mana enchantment in Patrick Sullivan's burn deck that prevented Ross from gaining any life.
It's also not Necropotence.
Also not Necropotence. Patrick, so smart.
Make sure to get at us, #SCG Premium. Follow us at SCG Live. Get busy, get paid, 6 months premium.
6 months. Taking a look at Benjamin's deck list now.
Yeah, in the sideboard, he's got access to, well, a couple of Pyroblasts right off the top. But what do you think about Rough Tumble?
I think it's quite good here. I mean, the only way he's going to be able to dodge it if he assembles two Pumping Lords.
But even then, Rough Tumble could still be potentially great, because if he has like a, if he has 2 Pumping Lords and a Curse Catcher, a Rough Tumble can combine with a Bolt to sweep the entire board.
Indeed.
He's also got Grim Lavamancer, which is historically a very powerful weapon against Merfolk.
Unbelievable against Merfolk. Definitely coming in.
Don't think there's anything else he really wants, though, right? Like just 2 Pyroblasts, 2 Rough Tumbles, and 1 Grim Lavamancer? And that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's a healthy amount of cards. I feel like he's got a decent amount of cards to sideboard out as well.
Some of these permission spells, right?
Yeah, I don't love Spell Pierce here. I'm not sure if I love Daze either. I don't think Daze is bad, but I don't know if it's that great.
Yeah, see, I don't like Force of Will.
Just don't want a 2-for-1 yourself?
Yeah, none of these cards are worth 2 cards. I think I would keep the Dazes and cut the Force of Wills. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I don't like Force of Will at all in this matchup.
I could see him keeping some number of Dazes to keep Ricky honest, but I feel like 4 is just probably too many.
He's got to cut 5 cards, so some combination of Force of Will and Daze. I don't mind the Spell Pierce that much. They're not that good. Maybe you keep a couple Forces and a couple Spell Pierces go out, but I don't know.
Let's mix up the numbers a little bit on what you cut.
Yeah, particularly if the most relevant cards are the... You might need the Force of Wills just to counter Vile, but that's such a bad way to do it.
Yeah, it's a painful way to do it. I mean,
I'm not even convinced I wouldn't just cut them for a Grizzly Bear. The Scavenging Ooze? Like, obviously, this is not the matchup for it whatsoever, but I just do not like some of these permission spells in this matchup. Alright, so it'll be interesting to see. Merfolk, historically the favorite here. He's already dispatched one Rug Delver deck already. But even though it's the favorite, it's always been a close match, you know? Like, either player can win depending on how the tempo goes.
It is very, very close. I think Merfolk gets significantly better after sideboard. Submerge is a huge card in this matchup. You know, and he has Thought Scours that he can punish Benjamin for casting Thought Scour by submerging a guy in response. Same to be said, any sacrificing of a fetch land, you can submerge a guy in response, so you have to shuffle it away. And he can't be submerged. Ricky can't. So Submerge is going to play a huge role. Probably the best sideboard card between the 30 that are available for the 2 guys.
I mean, Submerge is going to be one of the premier sideboard cards in the format, right?
Yeah.
Like, it seems like the Hosing of Green leads to the best. I mean, I guess there's also the Hosing of Blue, but like, I mean, Red Blast, Pyroblast, Perish, and like Submerge. Like that's, and of course the other Perish. Like, if you want, you can play 8 Perishes.
Yeah, Nature's Ruin.
Yeah. All right, both players shuffling it up. Let's see. Hopefully they both keep 7. Apologize for the noise in the background. There are transformers transforming as we speak.
Starscream. Five, 6, 7 apiece. Let's see what they can do.
Is that a Nintendo controller belt? And the judge on the left?
Yeah.
Much respect.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Between that and the afro, I'm horribly jealous right now.
What a badass dude.
Yeah.
Can we see that? Yeah, that is awesome. Much respect.
As Ricky is going to take a mulligan down to 6 cards here, and Benjamin is going to keep his opening 7.
Ricky, a little bit shook. I mean, this is the matchup he wanted. He already beat it once. But game 1 came out real slow. Now he's on the mold of 6. Now, Merfolk Mulligan's A-okay, but still a little bit of a psychological hit, you know? I suspect somebody may have told them about our affinity for his belt.
Or my affinity for his afro.
Alright. Ricky, debating, can he keep this hand?
Trying to 5.
He is.
Okay. He's going to get to start the show. We'll see if it's an island or non-basic. It is an island.
But no Vile. Games where Merfolk has a Vile are such different animals, you know?
Drastically different.
It's like the difference between when you have a workshop and when you don't.
Yeah.
In Vintage, yeah. Although I guess I wouldn't know. I always don't. Why would I not play it? Why would I play a workshop? Jesus. Island versus Scalding Tarn. Second island.
We see a second island. We see a Silvergill Adept revealing Corahell Commander. So let's see if there's any dazes to be had. How we're going to choose to interact with this.
I like leading with the Silvergill Adept. I mean, it is the default thing to do, but it's nice to play against Daze or Bolt or anything else, you know?
So we're going to see a Volcanic Island here. Potential for a Lightning Bolt.
Yeah, it's not exciting to have to bolt the Silvergill Adept, but you still got to do it. Usually. Oh, Brainstorm.
See a Brainstorm.
Okay. Yeah, I guess he can always wait, and besides, if he uses the Nimble Mongoose to interact with the Silvergill, I mean, maybe the plan is you're supposed to just save the removal for the Lords.
As we see 2 Nimble Mongoose being put back, he moved a Thought Scour over with his Force of Will that he found off the Brainstorm, so I think we could be seeing a Force of Will here on this Silvergill Adept.
Oh, good for him. Pitch 2 cards, stop 2 cards, but at least the guy isn't in play.
We're not going to see a Daze to fight that, so that's just going to resolve. Untap, drawing, he's going to find one of these Nimble Mongoose. He actually has a second one in his hand to go along with the third one on top of his library. And you see a Grim Lavamancer.
Things are looking grim for Ricky Cummings. Nimble Mongoose or Delver of Secrets? What do you think?
I'm going to say Delver of Secrets.
The nice thing about playing the Mongoose is that then he can play next turn the Delver and the Mongoose. Because he's got 2 Mongoose and a Delver. If he plays the Delver here, he's going to be stuck. Whoa.
That one surprises
I guess it's
both.
going to be the Delver, but I'm guessing this is just to ensure that the Grim Lavamancer stays active.
Okay.
Maybe he figures he doesn't even need these Mongoose, that he just can win with the Grim Lavamancer, and he just needs to not lose to Wasteland.
Yeah, I feel like the Nimble Mongoose are just a little bit worse, just because obviously Grim Lavamancer is going to be removing its graveyard. They're not really ever going to get to Threshold. I mean, they can, but.
Yeah.
Hello.
So we've got Grim Lavamancer and Delver of Secrets. Versus, are we going to see the Regery? Kira. A very reasonable weapon against Grim Lavamancer. It's going to require there to be another bolt. However, Benjamin has the bolt, and because he wisely got a second red, he'll be able to do both in the same turn.
Yep. We're going to see Ancient Grudge.
Interesting. What do you think about boarding in Ancient Grudge? I mean, he's only got 4 vials. Maybe the vials are just that important.
Vial is pretty important to this matchup.
And you know what? These permission spells are awful.
Yeah. A lot of them are pretty bad, actually. They don't interact, especially they don't interact very well with Vial on the draw. So at least that's one way to do it.
How do you think this turn plays out? Is it just Lavamancer Bolt?
Yeah, I think it's just Lavamancer Bolt take care of it. Now, he can get himself in trouble here because I think he should start with the Lightning Bolt.
I think you gotta lead with a Bolt, because that one, I mean, if you get your Bolt dazed, it's gonna be embarrassing.
Yeah.
God, this is potentially catastrophic.
Does he have a Force or a Daze? He does not.
He does not get punished.
So, yeah, he escapes that one.
Delver getting in there for 3. Benjamin starting to assert a very reasonable board position. He's got another burn spell in his hand. No, he has Grudge. He has Grudge and 2 Mongoose. 2 Mongoose. Man, he needs to find a green mana. I guess he doesn't need to, but
I would say he's sitting pretty well right now.
his Lavamancer can just carry him.
Yeah.
It's tough. Ricky has only 2 Dismembers to deal with the Lavamancer.
As we are going to see a Coral Helm Commander here. Now, he can level this up and make it into a 3/3.
So he does have a weapon to live through, and once he levels it up all the way, all of his merfolk will be able to survive through Lavamancing.
Yeah. So that's pretty crucial that he's able to slide that underneath there. Kira biting the bullet. And if he does find it necessary, he'll be able to trade with the Delver of Secrets as well.
I mean, pretty soon he'll be big enough that he could eat the Delver and a shot from the Lavamancer if he wanted.
Huh.
But he's probably just going to want to not, because I mean, once that Coral Helm gets all the way leveled, every merfolk he has is just an incredible threat.
As Ricky is going to take 3 damage from the Insectile Aberration. It looks like, Patrick, that the race is on.
Yeah. Both players having very good chances here.
As Benjamin's last draw step, for those guys who didn't see, was a Tarmogoyf, so his hand right now is a Tarmogoyf, 2 Nimble Mongoose, and an Ancient Grudge. So he is pretty reliant on the cards that he has in play until he draws either a fetch land or a tropical island.
Coral Helm goes all the way. And he does not, he uses the Mutavault mana, he does not leave the Mutavault all up to attack, which means, yep.
Alright, so we'll try.
So is Benjamin dead next turn?
This is going to be...
This is 5.
This is an attack for 5. It's going to put Benjamin down at 12.
And then next turn, the natural hit is 5 plus 4 is 9, plus 5 is 14. And none of his creatures can be Lava-manced. Or blocked.
Or blocked because of Island Walk. And there's a Wasteland,
That's not going to do it.
No, Wasteland's going to take care of the Mutavault.
That's true. That's true.
So it can buy him some time.
And this race is close enough that a little bit of time might go a long way. Insect attacks, knocks Ricky to 11.
He's just going to take care of that right now.
Absolutely. So if he next turn, if he attacks the insect, he can knock Ricky to 8. The Lava-Mance on the end step is 6. Another Lava-Mance is 4. How is he going to piece together 4 more damage?
Curse Catcher.
Michael Hetrick and Patrick Sullivan going into Game 3. Just a little update. Playing Miracles versus Lava Spike.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to piece together that anymore. That damage is a problem. I'm not entirely sure it can be done. Now, of course, that Merfolk, Master Pro Trident does not get Island Walk himself. It is other Merfolk. So
correct.
He does get the opportunity to block, but again, if he's blocking, it doesn't seem like he's going to be winning.
You might need to just block and shoot just to prevent some damage, but it might be too late for all that.
I'm just going to say, alright, no blocks to you, put you down to 9. Alright, draws Force of Will.
Yeah, I think it's over. How can you do this? Very well played by Ricky.
Came back from what looked to be a pretty tough situation.
Not getting that green mana left Benjamin very reliant on the cards in play, but Ricky has surely had to play against Grim Lavamancer more than once in his day. The Insectile Aberration attacks, knocking Ricky to 6.
It's interesting, right? Because, you know, there's an argument for him searching for a tropical island, but Kira would have never left the board if he didn't search for 2 volcanics.
Yeah.
So we see a wasteland here. Gonna take care of a volcanic island.
Just wants to limit Benjamin's options.
Alright, so I attack with all the boys. So Grim Lavamancer is going to block and shoot something, but I'm fairly sure we're looking at a lethal attack. I'm seeing something wrong just because Curse Catcher is a 3/3. Yep. Alright, so Ricky Cummings is able to take down Game 2, and we'll be moving on to Game 3 of this matchup.
Pretty intense game. But as you said, Merfolk definitely liking the sideboarding games in this matchup. Didn't even get a chance to submerge there, but just having access to more weapons, you know? Like that Kira, who was so good and caused Benjamin to have to warp his game plan a little too much. He didn't really have a lot of cards besides Coral Helm Commander that could have got him out of that though, right?
No, there's really not a ton of ways for him to get out of that. Another Kira would have done quite a bit, I think. But again, I don't think there are a lot of cards outside of Kira, the second Kira, because he only has 2 in his sideboard, or one of the Coral Helm Commanders to get him out of that situation.
He's only got 2 of those too, right?
Yeah. So he was drawing pretty slim, but he got there.
And I mean, to be fair, he probably had it in his hand and set the game up this way.
Yeah.
But it's still like a well played sequence. I mean, Grim Lavamancer can be a very intimate, and he mowed in that game. Never give up, never surrender. So moving into Game 3, Benjamin Brueseke on the left with the Rug Delver, looking to I guess I think he just wants a good mana draw, you know?
Yeah.
Like that had to have been a frustrating game, you know? Never drawing green mana the entire game outside of the fetch land, which he had to use as a volcanic in order to be able to deal with Kira. Ricky Cummings on the right playing mono blue Merfolk. With a mana base that is fairly immune to Wasteland. I mean, Wasteland still hits Mutavault, but not always able to count on those 12 islands to make the double blue. So far, though, everything has worked out swimmingly.
It's gonna be interesting, you know, from Ricky's side. Ricky's just this game. He's just thinking, hey, can we draw an Aether Vial? Can I draw Submerge? What can I do here? I'm definitely capable of drawing better than I have. In a matchup that he does find to be favorable. See both players checking their sideboards again, maybe moving some things in, maybe moving some things out, possibly posturing for position, faking the sideboarding. We'll end up seeing.
So this top 4 match now, top 8 and top 4, certainly not that great a risk of running too long. I mean, the tournament kind of ran long just because of there being 9 rounds, but all these players doing their part to play quickly and for the most part play strategies that are not miracles, other than those of them playing miracles.
Yeah, I think we were a little surprised to see 9 rounds today too. Typically for the legacy tournaments. Yeah, typically for the legacy tournaments that I've done, normally they're 8 rounds. Last week in Portland was 7, which was a bit of a surprise, but we were exactly at the 128 cutoff. But these legacy tournaments are typically 8 rounds, but Legacy has a nice following down here in SoCal.
Yeah, and I think they might have just barely hit the cap for 9, or the min for 9, but either way, a big event in the penultimate round. Dude, I still can't wait to find out the answer to that trivia question. 3-mana enchantment helped Patrick Sullivan by making it impossible for people to gain life temporarily. What could it be?
We know for sure that it's not Omniscience.
And it's almost surely not Necropotence.
Yes, we believe it's not Necropotence.
It's like you're doing a crossword puzzle, and you're like, I don't think there's a 27-letter word for article, but can't be sure. Article like A and the.
No.
It's not. Is it past midnight on the East Coast now?
Oh yeah,
it is. Article's up if you want to check it out. Talking about.
Shameless.
No,
shameless.
We did the pantomiming earlier. I have to explain. Some people thought I was talking about the Rakdos demon or whatever.
Okay.
That's not the kind I'm talking about. The guy has wings too, sure, but I'm talking about the Angel of Serenity.
Oh, you dig that. You dig that, old angel.
Let me give you a hint. The word infinite appears in the article title.
Mm-hmm.
Infinite.
What a powerful word. You don't just go throwing that around.
Infinite.
Okay. We'll see about that, Brian.
It's code for arbitrarily large, because we're not really talking about concepts of infinity, but you know what I mean. So, we're closing in on the 3-minute mark. Almost
no, the countdown. Now you're doing the countdown again?
Dude, this is legacy.
How long are the ponders?
You got to keep these legacy players on the straight and narrow. What I love is judges walking around talking about horsemen. You know, oh, you can't use your mesmeric orb, and they let people shuffle for 3 or 4 minutes, just willy-nilly. 3 minutes, I'm with you. You better present those puppies.
That's right.
They better be mulliganing. All the way to 2. Yeah, so we got word on the street, they are mulliganing. They're only to 5 so far. Yep. Keep it going.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Yes, I love it. Are they both at 5?
No.
I hope they're both at 5.
No. Ben kept 7.
What kind of a gentleman's game is this?
This Ricky is down to 5 cards.
And he won with 6. So, I like upping the challenge.
He's on the draw, so it's like he is on 6.
It's like
is that how it works?
Well, no.
No. How about 4?
Okay.
You asked for 2.
All right, let's go.
You asked for 2.
2.
That's horrible. That's the worst thing anyone's ever done.
I want to see him win from 2, though. I think Ricky would for sure take a win on a molded 2. I think he'd prefer a win on a molded 2 than a win on a molded 3. Well, you're in the market for fantasies. All right.
Not entirely sure I agree, but that's another subject altogether.
And what is potentially an anticlimactic finish to this semifinal match. Ricky Cummings looking for the perfect 4. I'm guessing he's going to want, what do you think? 2 land, a Silvergill Adept, and a Master of the Pearl Trident? Does that sound right?
That does sound correct.
Mostly, I think he just wants Benjamin to be mana screwed. You know, keep the loose keep.
Yeah.
Maybe just keep the 1 lander on the play.
He's thumbing through his hand and I don't see any lands, but there's a Brainstorm. I just see an Aether Vial, and that's getting dazed immediately. And that's getting dazed back. Uh-oh.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Let's do this. You want to dance?
They
You ever dance
call
with the
him
devil by the pale moonlight?
They call him a fighter. Checking. No.
Man, if that's his only land, I think it's wastelanded.
He has a Brainstorm.
Oh.
But that is there's potential to get
brainstorms and misses.
there's potential to get Brainstorm locked here if he misses.
Oh my god.
And he just passes back.
Problem is the Delver's gonna be a 3/2.
That's true. I mean, he could just reveal creatures all day. Could reveal Tarmogoyf into Mongoose.
He's got a spell in his hand though.
Okay,
Brainstorm.
okay, gotcha. Alright, Brainstorm.
But counter that.
If he has the option, I think he's going to. Like, almost immediately. Spell Pierce? Yeah.
Does spell
Almost
pierce.
immediately. Okay, buckle up.
Ricky Cummings. 4 cards.
I just buckled up I just moved up in my chair a little bit.
Absolutely.
Revealing Wasteland.
Not a great
Just
draw
not
here.
a great draw. It is a land, but it doesn't enable
really
him.
do anything.
It doesn't enable him to cast anything that he couldn't already cast, as we see a.
Yeah, that's his
Ooh,
dead
that's a
Adrosic.
bolt. That's a. Oh no, he does lightning bolt. Okay,
Yeah.
I take it back. There's a bit of a bolt attack. There could be a curse catcher
It's
jumping
still
out in
holding
front
up
of
by
it.
the wasteland first in case your lightning bolt got dazed. But
Sure.
I mean, Ricky's got 2 cards at this point. All right,
Up to 2.
Vial up to 2.
We see Akira. A Lord of it. I see Akira. I think a blue elemental.
Yeah, Blue
Is that what
Elemental
that is?
Bless is a little loose on the mold of 4, but you know, well, we're here.
All right, there's a Scalding Tarn.
That is the best possible draw outside of a tropical island. What do you think comes first? The Goofy Goyf?
I think the Goofy Goyf leaving up a lightning bolt if you have the volcanic is probably what's going to start the show. Also leaving up the.
He's got to keep the
spell
Delver
snare.
home this time, right? Unless he leads. I mean, you could attack with the Delver and just plan on bolting the Master if it comes down.
Yeah.
The Z-Master.
Whichever 2-drop comes down, it's going to be boltable. So.
But he's got to do it before he casts the Tarmogoyf, or he could potentially get pierced or dazed.
Yeah. I think. And there is ye old Tarmogoyf. Is that okay?
And he just does not attack.
He does not attack. Plays it safe, which I'm a fan of. As we move the vial up to 3.
Hey, if you're scared, say you're scared. Put your sets down.
I see a Mutavault here. A juicy wasteland target.
Yeah. Not really what Ricky wanted, but kind of needs to. It'd be nice to just draw running like Regeries, right?
Yeah.
Like he needs some stuff that costs 3 now that the vial is at 3.
I see a flooded strand here.
This is just one of those games that I think if Benjamin was on a mold of 4 also, that Ricky would win.
Yeah. So we see
Wasteland on the Mutavault.
wasteland on Mutavault.
Goyf attacks.
Now, interesting interaction that just happened there, Patrick. We know that Ricky has a Kira Great Glass Spinner in his hand, and Wasteland took care of the Mutavault. So if he was to vial in, the Kira and then activate the Mutavault, it would have actually countered the Wasteland. So I'm a little bit surprised to see that he didn't do that.
That would have been a great play.
As we see Kira here now.
Wow, that would have been a great play. Must just not have seen it. Because Kira, wow. So we got an update. Michael Hedrick defeating Patrick Sullivan 2-1. with Miracles advancing to the finals. Lava Spike with a semifinal exit after a breathtaking quarterfinals.
Quite the run. As we're going to see a curse catcher here.
This is a hell of a fight for MLD 4. Gotta respect that.
Yeah. There's a brainstorm.
When it rains, it pours.
Well, that's going to change just a few things. And being informed via Twitter, I'm actually wrong about that Kira interaction. Since it's already become the target, and Kira's not in play with the Mutavault and the Wasteland interaction, it's actually not going to work.
All right, well, thanks for the clarification, Twitter for stranger.
That is Choser88. So thank you very much for clearing that up for me. I do apologize for the mistake.
Yeah, I would like to thank everybody except Tom Martell. Out of all the people who gave us the correct ruling.
Yep.
Thank you guys very much.
Thank you, Tom Martell, the least.
We're just kidding, Tom. We love you. Why aren't you here, Tom? International Playboy, Tom Martell.
Oh, boy.
Often just taking a jaunt down to SoCal to hang out. Probably off busy making millions this weekend. So a second volcanic island for Benjamin. This is definitely one of the spots where he just wants to be careful. You know, his opponent's very short on resources and it's been a little clunky. He just wants to be careful, wants to make sure, you know, things don't slip out of hand. That Kira is a big wild card. Do you think he's going to just double bolt it?
There's one.
Now the Curse Catcher can counter it, right?
Yeah.
Like the second one?
I believe so.
Oh, is that the hand on the forehead?
That's the hand on the forehead.
What have I done?
I mean, I was incorrect about the Kira interaction with Mutavault, so I'm a little hesitant now. But as far as I can tell, the Curse Catcher would counter the next bolt on the Kira and would not take care of it.
Is this... No. No, it's not. This is not a thing, right? Tell me this is not a thing.
You asked me to, so I'll tell you that this is not a thing.
Why even kill the Kira at this point? If you have two bolts in your hand...
I think it would just be going upstairs.
Absolutely.
I mean, Nimble Mongoose is a 3-3 now. There's Threshold. Insectile Aberration is flipped. You know, it's a 3-2. Tarmogoyf is just only going to get bigger. I feel like we just can get this game over in 2 or 3 turns with those 2 bolts. Again, Ricky's on a mulligan of 5. I think he has like 2 cards in his hand. Mulligan 4. He has like 2 cards in his hand.
If that.
I think Benjamin might just be overthinking this game.
Yeah. This is... This is a real tough one here. What do? Do you think there's any chance that their correct play is to just suck it up, ship the turn?
I don't know why we're shipping the turn. Why are we attacking?
Well, sure, of course. Yeah, attack. But I mean, like, in terms of just throw away my bolt on your Kira?
Absolutely. There was...
Suck it up, swallow your pride,
absolutely.
attack, shake it off like a boss. Just...
A lot of people remember a game in an SCG Live Legacy tournament a couple of years ago. David Mayer playing Ad Nauseam played a Dark Ritual. Like, he thought for a while, he played a Dark Ritual, kept thinking, realized that he did the math wrong, and just said go. And everyone was just like, oh, what a... I can't believe he would do that. This guy's in top 4, and it takes quite a bit to realize that you made a mistake. Like, not keep going off, like, in front of, like, a live audience, and he was just like, yeah, like, I screwed up, and then I killed him the next turn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta just not throw good money after bad, you know? You made a mistake, walk away, you know?
Okay, and now he's gonna bolt it because he wasn't sure if they were trying to figure out if he had played a land yet. So Kira is going to go down. Curse Catcher's not gonna be able to take it down. Tarmogoyf's gonna get a little bit bigger.
Dude, I can't get over this dice thing.
Looks official. Where can you get those?
One does not put dice on Tarmogoyf. I mean you can, but
I think I'm okay. I think I'm okay with dice on Tarmogoyf.
I say pff.
So you see an attack with all the guys. Curse Catcher not ready to jump in front just yet.
What's Ricky hoping to draw here? I mean, he's way behind.
A miracle. I don't think he's going to find any. Just a lone curse catcher trying to hold down the fort. And he's just passing the turn back. A bit dejected, riding close to on the wall. So we see a draw step here.
It's interesting. If he was playing a Merfolk deck that was more like Saito's Merfolk deck from the Grand Prix a year and a half ago or whatever, 2 years ago, he'd be able to, yeah, from a couple of years ago, he'd be able to perish the Nimble Mongoose and Termawave and actually try to catch up, you know?
Yeah, if he had lands, sure.
So there's the Regery. Does this do enough? Does this do something?
Well,
or is this prolonging the inevitable?
I feel like prolonging the inevitable. Curse Catcher is going to become a 2/2. So there's potential for a double block, but again, the double block is going to take out both the guys. Deal 2 to the Regery, deal 1 to the Curse Catcher. Regery's gone, Curse Catcher's a 1/1, that'll be gone too.
Yeah, I don't see this really leading anywhere.
We know the last
Maybe
card.
you're supposed to just Curse Catcher Chump Block? Is that a thing? Like, you need to have some kind of counterplay.
Curse Catcher Chump Block is going to puts him down to 1. I mean, I just think he's in just a terrible situation, that's all.
So we just got an update. Tom Martell was unfortunately unable to... Oh, there's the match.
Yep.
So, Benjamin Brueseke able to defeat Ricky Cummings. An unfortunate mold of 4 to end the match. We're going to see Rug Delver in the finals. Benjamin Brueseke versus Michael Hedrick, Ship at Hala, playing Rack of Miracles.
Indeed.